Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with another battle report. So, third game in a row against the Lizardmen. 2 games ago, he trounced me. It was just an awful showing on my part. Last game, I thought things were pretty even. I thought there was a real good chance I could take it, but then at the end, everything fell apart and he trounced me. So my Bretonnian's really looking for a win here, and it didn't start very well. We get meeting engagement. I have to deploy first, and then unless I'm willing to give up my ward saves, he gets to go first. And so, double ugh. And then, now he had some units that were not able to come on the board first turn. I believe a Source unit, his bigger Salamander unit, uh, critically one of his units of Chameleon Skinks. And on my side, my Peg Knights, Knights of the Realm, Battle Standard Bearer, Level 4 Prophetess, none of them are on the board first turn. So some things that does for me, one, first turn magic phase is going to be no magic defense on my part. Two, it really kind of slows things down. I can't really rush at them with these troops unless I'm willing to let them get ahead of my other supporting lines. So, nevertheless, that's how it begins. Not sure the difference in those pictures. And we go to, geez, a million pictures of deployment, I guess. Hey, let's get a few more pictures of deployment. Holy, all right, there we go. Sorry about that. Need to review those a little better before I start recording. So, Lizardman turn one, his Source Warriors in the top right, they come on the board, move up a little bit. Chameleon Skinks, the bottom right, rush forward to try to kill a Trebuchet. His big Salamander unit comes on the back left. Happy to see them far back. And otherwise, he kind of holds back with most of his troops just because he wants to keep his guys together, and he's got a Slan. So after shooting, he kills these guys down to one. As long as my Trebuchet survives, I'm happy with it because I can still shoot as normal with just one guy, and I'm going to kill his Chameleon Skinks now. So pretty happy with that. So to go Bretonnian turn one. So my Questing Knights declare a charge against those Skinks, and he fled, and then my Fast Cav declared a charge against him, and they fled, and my Fast Cav ran them down. So, and I'll take that. Very happy with that. Otherwise, my troops come on the board. I move up as fast as I can with them. Not thrilled with how I have a bus of knights behind my other ones, but it's okay. It's I can still provide rerolls, but this is my stubborn unit, so my prophetess has the crown of command. So I do like to get them leading the way rather than in the back. But overall, I'm okay. I'm kind of thinking if I can roll up a flank, bring all my guys to the left side. Let's get rid of those Salamanders, the Steg, the unit of Source Warriors. I don't have to engage the unit of Source Warriors on the right or even his Temple Guard unit, and I can still win the game if I can just consolidate my attacks. So happy enough with how things are looking so far. Trebuchet's doing nothing. Nothing. Did I mention they're doing? Yes. Oh, I take that back. I killed a Source Warrior. Yeah. So we go to Lizardman turn two. He moves up, as you can see. These units just, the meeting engagement. I was so far back, and he held back, so it's kind of taken us a little while longer to get to each other. These Chameleon Skinks take out my Fast Cav, and I'm fine with that. Salamanders kill a couple Knights Errant, and I'm okay with that. We go to Bretonnian turn two. So Knights Errant on the far left declare a charge against a Salamander. He flees, and he gets away. And otherwise, I use this as an opportunity just to get my battle lines formed up. And now here, if I can get dual charges off on my next turn, I'll be very happy with that. And again, I've got two trebuchets, so I'm hoping I can weaken up some of his stuff before we actually get into combat. So seems to be the game of me taking a million pictures. So we go to Lizardman turn three. He really just kind of hangs back with the stuff. I don't think he tried to charge and fail. I think he just held back, thinking, my trebuchets aren't doing anything. He has me out magicked. Just hang back and shoot at me. So that's what he does. And magic, he gets Curse the Midnight Wind off on my Peg Knights, so he's going to try to force a panic test and have me be -1 leadership. Salamanders shoot at this is the bigger unit of salamanders, not the unit that I chased off on my turn. They step up. They only kill, I think, one knight, but it's an automatic panic test, and I fail. So my battle line is not nearly as impressive as it was before, and this is where it killed me. Peg Knights charge the Chameleon Skinks on the right. I don't remember whom I was charging on the left, but everything failed charged. So we're just sitting there. Yeah. Looks pretty, but that's going to really hurt me. Peg Knights easily beat the Chameleon Skinks. And I'm not, I'm really kind of questioning the wisdom of that charge, because I was hoping that I would overrun farther and get out of line of sight of both of these units. But the way it worked out, the Temple Guard can still see me. And I guess if they charge, I can flee. I'd be right in front of his other source unit. They could declare a charge, I'd flee again, and maybe get away. Maybe not. So on his turn, yeah, so the Steg comes in, bypasses my men-at-arms, goes straight to my Knight of the Realm unit. Now, he's stubborn, and I'm stubborn. So really, everything else is just kind of, we're going to have to win with everything else, because I don't see a whole lot happening in that battle. Temple Guard gets in there, and I remember thinking long and hard about whether or not to flee with the Peg Knights, and for some reason, with the angles involved, I felt it'd be better just to go ahead and just stand there, knowing they're going to lose, but hopefully they'll survive and escape. So the single salamander failed to rally, so he's almost off the board. Otherwise, now this salamander unit comes up here, and he's going to be able to blow right across my lines. I hate when they can fire into combat. Yeah, that's not going to go well. Overall, turned out okay. I lost overall one knight, got away, and they'll live to see another day. So we go to Bretonnia turn 4. Yeah, so the Pegasus Knights rally. The Knights Errant fail a charge. The Questing Knights, I was really tempted to go in to that Stegodon. I mean, it's kind of what the Questing Knights are there for. The problem is he got a beefed up version of Flesh to Stone off on it. So that thing was toughness. Well, it was either toughness 8 or toughness 10. Either way, if my Questing Knights went in there, I was still wounding on 6s. And my concern was I likely was not going to kill him, and then he would get a rear charge with his Temple Guard. It was just killing me not to make that charge, but kind of like last game, I just couldn't stop his magic phase, and so he'd get Throne of Vines off, he'd get Flesh to Stone. If I could, if I did manage to spell Throne of Vines, boom, he still got +2 toughness on his Steg. I just couldn't stop it, so rather than lose it, I decided just to charge past the Stegodon, get points where I could. Hopefully he would fail charge into my Knight of the Realm unit and buy me some time to bring some other troops in there to help out. So, and one thing I'm really not liking in this list is I just don't have anything that killy. My Battle Standard Bearer is designed to stay alive, and then I have knights. I mean, you would expect them to be killy, but sometimes it's just not enough, especially if you don't kill them on the charge. So for the most part, that's how the battles went. Went okay. It's kind of a push all the way around. Let's see, on his turn, on my turn, I shot and killed one of these two salamanders. On his turn, he rallied him, and unfortunately, he rallied the other salamander, who's only an inch away from the side of the board. He charges my Peg Knights. I flee. Figure I've already lost the blessing, so if I can just slow down that source unit. He did fail the charge with his Temple Guard. I was very happy to see that. After combat, I think he still has Flesh to Stone off on that Steg. I was able to beat the Saurus unit, pursued with the men-at-arms, but he didn't go off the table, and I didn't catch him. But my turn's next, so they'll be able to get him on my turn. And I decided just to turn the Questing Knights, and it's going to allow me a free flank charge into his Temple Guard. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to go, but it's probably about the best I can hope for. So on my turn, we take the Questing Knights into the flank of the Temple Guard. Knights errant into the side of that Stegodon. But again, any wounds that I've caused so far, he's been able to heal during his magic phase. And he's got toughness 6, or I believe toughness 8, whatever it is. It's so the Stegodon's so tough that even the Knights Errant coming in with the Errantry Banner strength 6, I'm not doing a whole lot. And I can't read that card. I'm pretty sure that's Flesh to Stone. Don't know if it's beefed up or not. And after combat, it looks like that. Just an epic fail. Questy Knights lost 3, probably killed, I don't know, just a couple. It doesn't matter. He reformed. Now he's facing me, and I'm going to be dead. Yeah. So we get his turn. He just trounces. Temple Guard trounces the remaining Questy Knight. Um, Otherwise, you can see the big Stegodon battles just a push. Now, it's hard to see because my pictures aren't taken into account, but at the top of the board, my men-at-arms declared a charge against the Saurus warriors, ran them off the board, and you can't pursue off the board because, you just kind of stop an inch away from the table edge. So it allowed his Salamander to breathe on them, and I don't even remember if they're even on the board. I doubt if they are. Anyway, we're Bretonnia turn 6. Peg Knights rally. Everything in the middle of the board's a push. And if we stopped at the end of turn 6, I didn't add up the points. It would have been somewhat close. He was missing 2 units of Chameleon Skinks and a unit of Saurus Warriors. I would be down, who died? I'd be down, my Questy Knights are still on the board, maybe Men-at-Arms. It might have been a victory. I'd almost have to go back and add it up at this point. But at this point, I didn't realize that turn 6 was over, so he kept on fighting. He gets this charge in here. That's not looking too good. During his magic phase, he miscasts and has a roll to 7, which blows up everybody in base contact. So his Temple Guard all of a sudden isn't scary at all. And so this combat actually might have a chance. He fails to wound my Prophetess, which I thought was just awesome. Now, her being toughness 5 certainly didn't hurt. I think I just got lucky with my ward saves. So we go to Bretonnia turn 7, and Peg Knight's coming here. And now, if you look how I lined them up, just a silly mistake. I should have put where all 3 Peg Knights could touch the Slann. I wasn't thinking about it when I moved them in, and then once we started fighting, I didn't want to shove them over. So the 2 that could were attacking the Slann. He made some ward saves. I put a wound or 2 on him. I didn't realize the guy had 5 wounds. Anyway, it looked like things were going to be so possible here. If I can just kill that Slann, that unit's not stubborn. If I don't get him on my turn now, if we play another round, maybe I will. He does kill my Prophetess. You can see he's picking off Knights Errant as well. But I wasn't able to do it. So just for the fun of it, we knew we were past turn 6. We just kept on fighting. Go to his turn. Yeah, his magic phase, he regrows just a ton of guys in this. So now it's just frustration. This Saurus unit's just picking up points. And we go to Bretonnia turn 8, and at this point, just roll some dice, see what happens, and at the end of it, we have that. So I think going to the end of 8 turns, it's a victory for the Lizardmen. If we stopped at the end of 6, I don't know. I think during the game I would have assumed that I was losing, but having reviewed it, I just don't know. And it doesn't matter. So at the end of 8 turns, it's another Lizardmen victory, but at least this one, I don't know. I didn't feel too bad about it. I had an amazing amount of failed charges, and even with that, I really felt like I might have won at the end of 6, and I had a chance of killing Islan and breaking both those units. And so, sometimes the dice just go against you. But for the record, that is 3 games in a row losing this army, and I don't know if we played before. How many games other than that we played. I know I've beat him once with my Bretts, and he's beat me 3 times at least. So it's getting pretty ugly here. So, yeah, thinking I'll just play him tomorrow, the next day following this. Make it a whole Warhammer weekend. Anyway, that's the game. Hope you enjoyed it.